Maria, what's cooking today?
Chef's first course.
Whoa. Hello to all of my BPTV friends, YouTube friends, Facebook friends. I'm Alan Levine, the Talking Machine. I'm here to do my 44th Maria's Ideas Teaches Us to Paint.
Welcome to Maria's Ideas in Johno's Art Studio, Pittsburgh, PA. If you are ever in the area, please stop by and visit us. We are here today with a friend. We've been trying to get him on the show for a while. He's busy, we're busy, but we finally made it work. So I'm going to introduce you to our friend Lou, very talented chef here in Pittsburgh. So Lou, thank you for joining us today.
Well, thank you.
Yeah. So tell everyone what you do and
Who you are. Who are you?
Okay.
And thanks for being here.
Yeah.
Well, thank you. Well, my name's Lou Henderson. I'm a local chef. I've been doing this for a little over 40 years.
Oh, wow.
And
Just a little over?
Just a little.
Okay, I appreciate humor, so go ahead.
You're only 35.
Yeah, absolutely. Don't tell anyone. But then I'm also a published author. You know, I have 2 different recipe books.
I have one of your books. Yes,
Absolutely. And I'm an executive chef at, I've been executive chef at numerous places in here, Capitol Grill, Eddie Merlot's, a few high-end restaurants.
Yeah.
But
You're a name dropper with pennies there. Yeah, I like that in Pittsburgh.
yeah, so I love the culinary field. It's my passion. And like recently, I've been doing more consulting, helping struggling businesses. You know,
You're trying to inspire
Nice.
others.
Yeah, I'm
Nice.
trying to fix their issues, and then teach others, coach, develop them, and whatnot.
Yeah.
And just
Nice.
How do they get a hold of you?
well, basically they either give me a call or they reach out to me on my my website.
Well,
or
can
my
you
Facebook.
say your number or website now? Because
All right.
we want to promote you a little bit.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
My website it's most of it's still under construction. It's chefloubrand.com.
Okay.
Nice.
And but and then also you can email me at chefloubrand@icloud.com.
Okay.
and
And we'll
that's
have
very
everything in
simple.
the credits. too.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we're going to get on with the show, but we
Absolutely.
want you to get a hold of Chef Lou.
Yes. So, and he is an artist with his cooking. You are. The way he plates things
He's
are
artistic,
beautiful. And he
yeah.
was sending me pictures. And so I did design this. As if you've seen our show before, I designed the painting. It's inspired by our guest. So you inspired this. And so I just looked at different recipes. I looked at photographs, but I created my own. I'm not even really sure what I all put together here. I think it would taste okay together.
Yes, it would.
So I
It
looked-
looks so delicious. I love shrimp cocktails historically, and this looks like
Thank
a
you.
huge
Well,
one.
so when I'm designing something, I'm looking at shape and color, not necessarily that it's something edible or what it is.
It looks edible.
So I call it Chef's First Course. So it's shrimp and lemon slices and edible flowers and
Wow.
cucumber and maybe mango, and so that's what I
love all that,
thank
Maria.
you.
You're making me too
Just
hungry.
make me hungry as
Yay!
well.
This is a
Thank you.
great tease.
Maybe you could try to make it someday, huh?
Absolutely.
I'll come over.
Okay, so I will show you a couple different things. So on my YouTube channel, I have a short tutorial for each episode that shows you how to draw your design onto your canvas. It doesn't have to be the size. I use the canvas panels here just because I don't like the bounce, and for filming, I just feel
Understand.
like it's a little bit better. So what I did was I base painted the canvas a lavender color to pull in the lavender vibe, but we're going to cover a good bit of it too, but I just wanted that already there.
Very interesting.
It's just a
Yes.
different way of painting, okay? So then we'll cover up most of that. So I create the designs. I still do them by hand, but I do them in my computer so I can have a digital file. It's easy to send and to the editors, and I'll print it out. It was still very time consuming. I think it would have been quicker if I just painted it.
I was going to
But,
interrupt you
yeah.
and say that.
Yeah,
Yes.
so because I don't typically do, I I'm faster at painting.
Hey, thank you. I'm honored we can do something we could eat.
Yes. So, so anyway, so what I did was I printed it out the actual size here. However, and then if you do that, if you print something out, if you're going to create something, this is graphite paper. You can get this online or in craft stores. And you lay it underneath. You draw over top of it. So that's how I was able to draw each of our canvases the same. I just kind of transferred that. So, but before I did that, I painted it the lavender, like I said. So let it dry. If you don't want that base color, that's fine. You could use a different color. You could use yellow or whatever. But I just wanted that in the background, and then we'll add the white on top of it. Instead of adding the purple on top of the white, it would have been trickier to keep it softer.
Keep it simple.
Yeah. So what we're going to do is we are going to first kind of sketch with some of the darker. We're going to pull out the darker areas. Sometimes we start with the background. Sometimes we will layer things, work on the color first. It just depends on the overall design and kind of my mood too. I paint differently. I don't know if you cook differently depending on your vibe or like how you're feeling.
100%.
So, but I feel like this, we want these dark areas, and if you do them after you put the color on, they could tend to be too bold, too thick, and it looks a little more cartoonish.
Whoa.
If you do them first, as you're laying in the opaque paints on top, you can cover some of that up and clean up those lines, and it gives you your shadows, but without it looking too cartoonish. If you want that look, that's fine too. But that's the way we're going to approach this. So you have a small liner brush, one of the long, thin ones. You dip it in the water first, and then just kind of take that extra water off. And so we are using acrylics as always. First I'll show you the color. So we have white, we have a cadmium yellow, which is a golden yellow. This is, and these are medium to more liquid acrylics. I also have a medium or heavy bodied acrylic for this other orange because I wanted us to really have that bold color. Black, green, purple, pink, or lavender. So what we're going to do is when you take some of this, the black, and put this on your plate. All right, so you want to grab your plate and add a little bit of water, and you see how it gets a little bit more almost like an ink consistency. And so you see how I'm twirling the brush like this, that puts the point back on. You don't want to like smash the brush. So I'm just kind of twirling it. So what that's going to do is give you this option to go like this, right? When you add a little bit of the water, it makes it flow longer, and you'd be surprised how much paint the belly of the brush will hold.
Wow, I can't wait.
Yeah, so then you go like this and get that little point back on there. And what you're going to do is draw with this. So look at the picture and just pick out, forget that it's shrimp or anything, just look at the dark areas and just lay in real lightly. It doesn't have to be perfect. You can see I'm just laying in these dark areas. In between, our light source is on this side, on the right side. So all of our shadows you could see are heavier on the left side. So just lay in, just like this. It doesn't have to be perfect. We're just laying it in. And you said you never really paint, right? So you're going to get the crash course here. And just whatever feels comfortable to you, you can move the brush around, hold it whichever way you want. Oftentimes, I don't even like to tell people what brush to use, but there are techniques that are easier and looks that are easier to achieve if you use a certain brush, because it is a tool for what we do here. So you can see I'm just picking out, and I would say you can even put a little bit more paint on there just to kind of move it, because again, we might be covering some of this up.
Oh, okay.
So
this would be in the background.
Yeah,
then.
you can see I'm pretty much kind of outlining some of these things. We will be covering some as needed. So you want to focus on where those shadows are. So we have here. That looks good. And I would say mostly just the very dark, the darkest ones. You don't have to do every speck, but mostly where if our light source is here, shadows here, and then there's a little shadow here. And then what I'm going to do, Lou, is I'll keep painting. You guys can keep painting, but you don't have to worry about painting as fast as I do, okay?
Okay.
Because
I can't.
what we do
I
is
can't.
we
After
have
44 shows, I cannot.
well, we have the time-lapse video on mine, and then after I'm done, then you can finish, you know,
Okay.
so, but that looks good. And I would say, don't be afraid to, so if you're drawing like this, if you push down on the brush, that'll give you a wider line. So in some areas, see how it's a little wider? You can
Okay.
push down, you move it around, but if you're new to this, just kind of experiment with it, and
Okay.
you know, that's great. But it, like I said, it doesn't have to be
Lou, you're
perfect.
doing great there, buddy.
He is. And so you could see, I just kind of picked out, and even like
I'm
this.
trying to remember how to color inside the lines.
Ah.
Well, here's the thing. You don't have to. We
You
color
got Maria in
outside
charge.
the
It
lines here
doesn't matter.
too. Yes. When we first started doing the show, I feel like his artwork was more traditional looking. Now, I mean, you have a great style, Alan, and
Oh,
it's just
thank you.
found it, right?
You helped me to get there.
Well, I mean, everybody
you
does.
were my guide in this
Well,
journey of art.
the thing is, the more you do, the more comfortable it feels, and you understand what the brush does, what the water does, what the paints do, and you just kind of have fun with it. So you could see, that's it. I just picked out the dark areas. Yep. And I would say there might be areas, Lou, like here, where you could see it's bigger. Just
Okay.
like it's better to maybe put a little bit more in there. And you can always add it also, but
Okay.
don't be afraid, you know, to like get that paint on there. All right, so we have that. And it does dry really quickly. It is a little thinner because I did add the water to it, and that's fine. So now what we do is we're blocking in our colors, okay? So we're gonna work on the artwork first. Sometimes I do the background first, sometimes I do the focus of the art, and that's what we're going to do. So we have a filbert brush, which is curved. This is a 1/2-inch filbert. So what I'm doing is just blocking in any of the curved things. So I typically start with yellows or the whites, the light colors, and then I go right into the colors that are similar, say yellow, orange, reds, pinks. As they mix, I just let them mix. I don't even clean off my brush. It just
Cool.
kind of, this is a little bit more of an expressionist type art. So if it mixes a little and comes up with another color, you can also go into the cooler colors and you're going to get different tones. It looks good. Good job.
All right.
So let's see. So I am grabbing the filbert, I'm wetting it, taking that extra water off. So I'm going to start with everything that's yellow. So I am taking the yellow just as it is. It's pretty bold. You can use a lemon yellow. This is a cad yellow, which is a little bit more golden. If you have a lemon yellow and you want it to be a little warmer, just add a little touch of the orange to it. So what I'm doing, I'm loading my brush, but to paint this lemon, I'm holding the brush on its edge, and I'm just laying it down like this and pushing the bristles, and then you just pull your hand around. And that's one way to keep a steady hand, all right? So we get that in there. Even though the insides of the lemon slices are whiter, I'm still putting that yellow in there as a base. And then we have the other lemon slice. All right, so I'm going to keep going with the different yellows, and then I'll work into the oranges and mixed colors for the shrimp. But does this make you want to make shrimp or
Yes.
cook or anything? Appetizer?
It's making me hungry.
I want to eat them, really.
So do you cook for yourself when you're home?
I do
Okay.
quite a bit. That's how I get more creative with my recipes.
Okay.
I
Because
So
then you
you
can do whatever.
experiment.
Right.
I do.
Right, because then you can cook what you want to cook, right? Not what someone else is asking.
absolutely, and
Yeah.
then I'm not wasting product and or resources. I can make my own mistakes and adjust them
Sure.
accordingly
Sure.
to what my taste is compared to
I
someone
like your
else's.
style with 40 plus years. Yeah.
And I
You're
see.
pumping me up there, brother.
I mean, I see that you are an artist with food and ingredients, right? And then
Yeah.
also when you are plating something, you're putting your garnishes, your little accent. I mean, it is
Absolutely.
an art form.
It is
And you get to eat it.
Yeah, that's why they call it culinary art,
Yes.
for sure.
Whoa, we're combining that today.
Absolutely.
Fun. It's good stuff.
And it is a passion.
So I have some of my yellows down. Now the acrylics dry a little bit darker. Because I have this lavender under there, I definitely will need another coat of that, but I will let that dry. So now I'm taking I still have the filbert, and I'm going to work on the shrimp color. So we have orange, we have like a salmon color, we have peachy colors, we have yellows, we have whites. So when you work with acrylics, you can work dark to light, light to dark. When you're working with something that has dimension, like this, the shrimp, you want it to look 3D, all that is light and shadow. Then you do work dark to light. So if you paint it with watercolors, you leave the light colors. With acrylic, you do the opposite. The light colors are last. So we're going to block in and lay all of the darker salmon kind of warm orange colors in there.
Okay.
All right, so yeah, you're good on your that there. And I would say, so I did take the filbert brush, which is this one right here, and you wet that, take the water off, and then do your yellow. So when I did that, I just laid the brush this way, you can see, and I see how I'm pressing the bristles down, and then I just pull my hand around,
Okay.
and it kind of guides it for you. So you can paint in anything that you want yellow. You can change it up. You can do whatever you want down here. If you want to refer to the picture, that's fine. All right, so now I'm going to rinse my brush, and I'm starting with the heavier bodied orange. It's richer, it's bolder. It's a little bit too orange for me though. So I am going to add a little bit of pink. If you don't have pink, you can make pink with red and white. You can see, so instead of using white, pink is a similar color to orange, and this pink is lighter, so it's giving me a lighter version of this. If I added white, it would get too pale right away. So
Thanks for explaining all
yeah,
that. We need
so,
that knowledge.
so when you lighten something and you want a different value, we like to talk about value, right? So here I have a little gray. This is
Bring
a
that
grayscale.
chart out. You teased us.
So when you paint something and you want some dimension, it's not necessarily what color you're using that is equally as important. It's the value. So these are all different values ranging from white to black and all the percentages in between. So we're using orange, and we want different values of that orange. Orange with the pink is another value. That maybe, say this one, the orange started here, then that's more like this, then we work up to adding yellow and white. So the value, if you learn how to mix colors and create different values, are very important as well. So what I'm doing is I'm coming in, and the reason we use the filbert, when you're painting something round, see how the brush just like fits right in there?
Right.
It fits right in. So I'm just really simply, don't worry about that it's shrimp. I'm just blocking it in. I'm looking at the darkest orange, and I'm just laying in just like that. Really simple. And you can see how I'm just kind of leaving a little bit of some gaps there too. You can always add. It's easier to add than to try to take it back off.
Absolutely.
All right, so I'm just laying this, I'm looking at the darkest areas. I'm laying this in there, here, here, and then maybe here. I feel like I maybe should have. Okay, so I am adding some red to the palette. This is a very bright, warm red. If you have a darker one, you can brighten that up too with orange. So let's see, I grab my picture. So we have the orange in there, and now I'm taking some of this red, which is a very bright orangey red, and I'm just laying this in again, some of these darkest areas.
What brush do I use for the orange?
The filbert, the 1/2-inch filbert. So again, the reason why it's darker on this side, our light source is here. So everything on this left side is lighter. The values of everything are darker on the left side. And that's what helps with the illusion of the dimension. All right, so I'm just kind of laying in mine,
And is
Mine-
that the orange or?
So, oh, I'm sorry,
Oh.
I didn't even give you the red, did I? I did not. I have to give you some. Here, you could put some in the middle. There you go.
Oh, I need some
Oh,
too.
oh, sorry.
Give me a little dab.
There you go. Okay.
What am I using now?
Same.
For what
Filbert.
you,
So I did the orange first.
yeah, with
I
the
laid
orange,
the orange.
I gotta do my orange. So,
So use the
Yeah.
thicker orange, the deeper orange. I did put a little bit of pink in it, so it wasn't as bold of an orange. It leans a little bit
okay,
toward
so
the
start
salmon.
with the darker orange like
Yes,
this.
on your
Okay.
plate, and then mix some pink with it. And what that does, it just takes it more toward that salmon orange
Oh, I love
instead of
salmon.
a
How
true
about salmon?
orange.
Absolutely.
That's my
I was
favorite.
waiting to see how long it was going to take you
I was
guys to
like,
talk
yeah.
about salmon.
Sockeye salmon.
Sockeye
buddy.
salmon. That's absolute.
I've even had Copper River salmon.
Yes,
there.
indeed.
And then how about king salmon?
Oh my lord.
How we doing?
Special occasion.
Oh yeah, once in a while. It's expensive, but
Yes.
it's worth it.
Yes, indeed.
And it's so healthy for you. One of the healthiest fish you can eat. All right,
far,
let me
yes.
get this pinkish.
Right, so do that, and then
Orange
take some of the red, and now what I'm doing is I'm triple loading my brush. I have the lighter orange, I have yellow, maybe some of the darker, and I'm just kind of throwing all of these different colors on. And I'm
You
just,
are. This is.
Well, again, just have fun with it. Don't overthink it, and just lay down the colors. We're just filling it in, blocking it in.
And if you're watching for the first time, I am not thinking. I'm just painting what Maria says.
Yeah, I always tell people, especially when I teach adults, I say, pretend you're a kid. Don't overthink it. Don't be. Everyone's afraid they're gonna mess up.
Well, I'm like
"There's-
Stage Boy. We
you don't
never
mess-
grew up, so
That's
we're
right.
good, Maria.
You don't mess up. It's art. Like who
We didn't
says,
grow up, so.
That's right. You got my little tails. All right, so you can see that's blocking in. And then oftentimes when I still have extra paint on my brush,
Oh, you know that, right?
oh, whoopsie. Oh, I like that. Leave that. See, when you do stuff like that. All right, let me show. Okay. So this right here. So he dropped this brush and he did this little mark. I like
Whoa.
that. I would leave that. When
Okay.
those little things happen, you got to leave
It
them.
was meant to be.
Yes, you just have fun with it.
You're
So-
psychic on that. Way to go.
So I still have paint on my brush. And yes, I can rinse out my brush, but I'll see, is there anything else that I need orange? Okay, I could throw some in here. And you can see I'm not solid laying it in. I'm leaving some gaps in there. I think I will put some of this warm tone in some of that shadow area here. So what this does is when you move the colors around, it keeps things more cohesive because you're seeing these different colors.
Well, you're
in
sort of
different
like
areas.
blending here too.
Yeah, so
Absolutely.
but you can see but I'm not totally blending it all smooth. You know,
Okay.
it's kind of more in chunky layers. So what we did was we went with a dark value, medium value. Now I will rinse my brush. I will put it a little tiny bit of the orange, but mostly the yellow and white with the yellow. So it's a very light, warm hint of everything reminds me of food anyway. It's kind of like butter and orange juice mix. I don't know the color.
What a
But,
combo
yeah.
there. I
So-
like it.
So now I'm coming in here, and so you could see it's not the true yellow. It has the orange with it, almost like macaroni and cheese kind of color.
There you go.
Yeah. Okay. So if
You know
that
what?
helps
I
you.
didn't eat lunch yet.
There you go.
I gotta go get some.
I'm
of this.
hungry. I need
Now what I'm doing with this is I'm laying it down, but because of the segments in the shrimp, that's what you want to keep in mind. Is you can see I'm laying not just any old way. I'm laying it down in a way that kind of creates the pattern. See how it's the body of the. So I'm just laying some little areas, and every time you add that lighter value, it brings it up. All right, so that's that one. I will add a little bit more yellow and white, and I'm coming in and I'm just blocking in again the lighter value more on this side because the light source is here. I will do, let's see, I want a smaller brush. I'm going to take the small filbert, which is a 1/4 inch. So if you know the color wheel, it's important to know the color wheel,
Okay.
or like look at one if you're trying to mix color. So I want to kind of dirty up the orange a little bit. I want to knock it back. When you refer to knocking something back, you want a darker value of that color. But if you add black or dark brown, it can get dirty and muddy looking. So red and green are opposites on the color wheel.
Okay.
Orange is close to red. So we have green on our palettes. I'm going to add green to my orange, so you'll see what this does. Tiny bit of green. I'll put it beside it and then introduce. So you could see it's still orange,
Okay.
but it's a darker orange.
Right.
If I added the black to it, it would just get a little bit too dirty. Now that might be, I'll try that, and that I'm going to put again in some of these shadow areas. And then, and you can ask if you need any
All right.
help or whatever, but you're doing good. So now you need I would say mix the yellow with the orange and lay on some of those that, like this, more of that salmon, a little bit lighter color.
Okay.
So now I'm coming in with my kind of darker orange, and I'm kind of laying that in here, and then I can see maybe on this flower, I might have a little bit in there, might have some in here in shadow, here, okay, and maybe put a little bit up in there. So I'm cleaning my brush. Now I do want to add, I think I'm going to add a little bit of purple. A little bit of purple to it. I still want it a little bit darker, but I'm going to add a little bit of white, a little bit more purple. Kind of grade it down, and that I will put too dark.
Lou, yours is looking pretty darn
I
good
know,
there, buddy.
he is doing really great.
I'm trying to make it how I would plate it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
That's what I said. You could rearrange things
Wow.
here. You do whatever you
I
want.
like that.
That's the fun part, right? I mean, I'm sure it's
Absolutely.
all, you enjoy all of it, but then that's like, ooh, that little
And
bit
that's
at the
Little
end.
tweak, you're tweaking it.
And that's true. Yes. Whenever I'm plating, I
So
put
you're artistic with how you're laying it
Oh,
out.
he definitely
I
is.
do it with colors on my plate.
absolutely.
They
yeah.
go, "Do you always do that?" I go, "That's how I eat."
Yeah.
Right?
I,
So
I
you're like
typically
that.
build it with more texture. I like to have texture and height to
Yeah.
most plates. So
So-
I,
and
I
then-
pile it up.
Right,
That's what
because
I
then
call
you
it.
do understand, it's the same thing with art. It's, you're looking
Absolutely.
at shape, color, you're doing that already,
Absolutely.
So I think the last time we saw you, we were talking about, a lot of people now I've seen are doing, they're creating like art with cheeses and things, like
Yes.
softer, like it looks like a painting. They're painting with different colored cheeses, and then the guests will go over and like take a piece off and put it on a cracker.
Really?
Exactly.
Yes, I've seen that.
Wow, that's
Really
interesting.
fun, yeah. Very simple, like they might be kind of like floral or very simple pattern with the cheeses. Okay,
Do you have
so
any special cheeses you like there, Jeff?
I love all types of brie. 'Cause,
Ooh.
you have different types.
I like
on there.
brie and how it goes on crackers and stuff.
Exactly, and then I can go down to Penn Mac and just get
Do
lost.
you? Yeah, I love it
Oh,
there.
yeah.
I sample so many. I don't eat lunch afterwards. But yeah, brie's one of my favorites because you can bake it. You can
Yeah.
serve it cold or.
No, when it's warm, that makes it even more special. I've done it cold, but when
Absolutely.
you step it up, see, I know a couple things, Chef Lou.
Absolutely, yeah.
I'm an eater.
Let's see here.
So now I'm adding, I went from the dark, the mid-tone, and now I did some the lighter colors. And now I'm going to hit, so once I blocked everything in, I'm working from the dark to light. I'm going to let that dry, but I'm going to start moving on these other areas here too. All right, so I have, let's see, go back to the 1/2 inch filbert. I'm taking some of this purple, adding some white to it, and and this is why the filberts are great for when you're doing round things. You can see the petals of the flower or just the shape of the brush. Now, the flower on the left side is a little bit more in shadow, so that could be darker. And then the little green things, I believe, are like a watercress or something, right?
Okay.
They're like the
Oh,
little, they almost
yeah.
look like a little clover, but
Yeah.
yeah. Because I was looking up different recipes, and I'm like, that little garnish, that's what I feel like it was.
Yeah, there's all types of microgreens. They have pea shoots, and you have like numerous, and that's like a big market. You can get like maybe
Yeah.
Yeah,
two
there's
ounces.
people that sell those.
2
locally,
ounces cost maybe $10.
Wow.
So yeah, you know, for restaurants, you know,
Yeah.
you can get like a smaller amount, a half an ounce, for maybe $3 or $4 at the grocery
Yeah.
store.
Yeah.
I actually do grow microgreens.
Oh wow.
I get organic. I just started another tray, and they're just so much fun to watch growing. I get organic seeds and put them in the tray. You rinse them every day, and within 5 days, you have like a couple inches high.
Really?
Oh my gosh, so
Oh,
good.
my.
No,
I put
it's
them in
amazing.
salads, on sandwiches. So, I mean, what I was told or read that. Like the microgreens say, so I have like a mix. It has
And they're
broccoli, it
healthier
has
for
oh my
you.
gosh,
Right.
there's so I
Yeah.
think there are 10 different seeds in the one mix, different salad mixes too, but even broccoli and all different
Well,
types.
alfalfa and stuff.
Right.
I
and-
was unusual as a teenager at 16. I
Yeah.
got a sprouting thing, and I had sprouts.
did?
I was
Yeah,
doing it
you-
at 16
yeah.
till about 23
Yeah.
when I got married, and I got away
Neat.
from it. I
It's
want to
really good
I want to
because-
start sprouting again.
Right. So I mean, you could use a jar. You don't have to buy a fancy tray or anything. You could just use a jar.
Yeah,
you
I
just
had
have
this
to rinse
double
it.
tray thing that
Yep. You
it
just
was
have-
cool. They'd start sprouting. I'd grab a handful and
I put them on sandwiches. I put them in salad. But if
Me
you,
too.
I think if you eat like a little, I don't know, quarter cup of sprouts, that's like equivalent to eating like 2 heads of broccoli. Like the
Yeah.
amount of nutrients because it's all concentrated.
oh, it's
And,
off
um,
the charts
It's
there.
amazing.
Yeah. Oh, I love them. I put them, and they're just
All
fun
right,
to
get
watch.
sprouts, everybody.
Yeah, and I watch.
Sprout it up.
Sprout it
Yeah,
up.
But they're just fun to watch them grow and everything. I don't know. Just really, it's just fun. So I worked into my cucumber areas here. So I'm doing vertical lines. I used a darker green. I mixed a little bit of that purple with it to tone it down. I'm mixing yellow and white. So this is not overly detailed. I feel like oftentimes my designs are a little bit more detailed again because I'm doing them with the brushes in the computer.
Yeah.
And my hat's off to the people that do artwork on a computer because it's still like people think, oh, you're not painting. You still have to be talented. You still have to be able to paint. and then you have to learn how to use those types of brushes. You know, I'm not
Good point.
good
Yeah.
at that. I'm better with actual brushes and paints. I'm not very familiar with all that, but
If you didn't know, Maria's the best.
I'm not. but
Yes,
thank
she
you.
Yes,
is
she
in
is.
my book.
I have a lot. I'm
You got
still
two
learning.
fans right here.
I'm still learning. So you can see what I did there with my kind of just laying in my cucumber colors. And then if I go back in, where is my little filbert? So the cucumbers, when you're kind of grating them or shaving some of that, the skin off, it might leave some little dark
Pieces,
areas,
yeah.
light areas. So you can even come in and just put some little texture in there. I don't know, just have fun with it. I try not to over teach, because I want you to use your creativity. All right, so everything's blocked in. Now I'm going to block in the plate, work on the back. Oops, I forgot my little, I guess this is parsley up top. So I'm going to come in with the green. I'm just adding a tiny, tiny bit of black and a little bit of purple to get the dark first. Now you can see I'm using the little liner brush. So when you go to do these little points, instead of trying to go this way, if you just put the point back on your brush, you come out here, you put the brush out there and just pull it forward, and that gives you your little,
Wow.
see? So it's just, different brushes are like tools, and
Different
if you,
strokes for different
sure,
folks.
and then
Yes,
when you
indeed.
practice, you learn how to use them. I might use them even differently than other people do, but that's the beauty of art, is you just come up with your own techniques and ways of doing things. I probably paint in different ways than others, but
I am doing that.
yeah. And then let's see, a little bit of shadow in there. So, all right, so now I am going to that's all blocked in. I'm going to let that dry. As that's drying, I'm going to block in the plate. Now this is where, again, your values. I have, I did give you guys another palette here. And this, the reason I did that is I'm going to start with some white, generous amount of white. And then I'm going to add some black. And this is going to be, and it does dry a little darker. This is going to be one of my darkest values, okay? And I'm going to add a tiny bit of, I think the lavender. If you add the lavender to it, it's still a gray, but it just tones it in a way that will look pretty with the rest of the colors. So that's our darkest, all right? So I'm blocking in this. And again, it will dry a little darker. So I'm blocking in this because this is in shadow because our light source is on the right side. I'm blocking this in.
And thanks for explaining this. It helps.
Sure.
Really does.
And then you can always, the nice thing about videos is you can stop it and start and go back in. This is in shadow because this is a lower part of the plate. This is upper. So again, when you do something like this, hold the brush this way vertically, set those bristles down and just pull your hand around.
Get that pointed edge there.
Yeah, and that gives you that nice clean. So that's the plate down here. Then to define up at the upper part, I'm adding a little bit more of that lavender because this is more of the background. You know what? I take that back. I'm not doing that yet. See, I changed my mind. All right.
See, she's in charge and she's changing.
Oh yeah, you gotta go with the flow. I did mean to put this dark in here, this gray. Now we want to a little bit darker. This is a deeper shadow right here. And then it comes over here. And then we will do, I did not clean my brush. I just grabbed the white because my brush already has this gray in it. So now I want, I'd say 2 or 3 values lighter than this one that we did.
This is the advanced class.
So you're just adding white. So now I'm coming in, I will do this section of the plate. And this is why when you, since I started with this base color on the canvas, you'll see why. So now we have that. We have this plate, this section of the plate. Okay, and you can see I'm just kind of smoothing it, laying it in there.
Maria, this is so interesting doing this.
Thanks. And I'm leaving some of that lavender. You know, don't be afraid to leave some of it in there. It kind of comes through. So that's that value. And there'd be maybe a tiny bit of it here. Now I'm adding more white. So that's going to be even, clean my brush for this one. I need it even whiter, but not necessarily just true bright white. And then I will come in and do this right here around the flower. Just kind of laying there's some a little bit of orange I just picked up in there by accident, but I like it. You just leave it in there. There's some green that kind of must have dripped, but I'm just blending that in. That could be a reflection, right, of maybe the cucumber in there. Okay, so we have that. And then I will clean my brush and grab just the bright white, and that's this part of the plate. So, because again, that light source is here. And when you paint something and block it in, try to be aware of what it is that you're painting. So this is a curved plate. So instead of me doing brush strokes that are all over the place, I'm kind of bringing them around the shape of the plate. And that might help create that. When it creates texture with the brush stroke, it just kind of makes sense. Now you can certainly go in, you could do more texture all over. That is more, you know, expressionist type painting, and that's fine too. And let's see, I feel like and then it needs a little bit of that light that's hitting from behind. On this side, right there. And then, so that's, this still needs tweaked a little. And then I'm going to quickly add some white. I want to lighten up the background a little bit just at the lower area near the food. So I'm coming in, I'm mixing some lavender with the white, and I'm just coming in. I just want to lighten this up a little bit. You can leave it as it is. I'm just kind of, now I'm doing more of a crosshatch technique just to kind of fill this in. I think I need more white on my palette. Just feel like it needs a little bit. You can put in, I think maybe I'll put in, again, just to repeat these colors, I'm going to stick in a little bit of maybe some yellow and orange because I feel like it. I don't have it on the other one, but I feel like up here, if you're using the colors that you have on your palette in different forms, it'll work because it is the same color on your palette, so it will work, right? Instead of grabbing totally different colors that don't relate. So I just put that little bit up there. So everything is blocked in. Now you come back in. Now I will tweak more highlights and shadows and definition. It's looking good.
All right.
Okay.
It's coming together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm going to do my highlights and shadows and just kind of going over some of the same areas that need, sometimes you have to do a second coat with acrylics. It depends on, some paints are more opaque than others. And because I have the lavender on the canvas first, it is toning this yellow down. So I do want to add some more.
And you learn as she's speaking because
Yeah,
we're watching this
absolutely.
happen here.
Yeah,
In real
so
time.
Yeah.
to me, the fun part is like when you get near the end and you're really, I like the drastic contrast of things, the light and shadow. So that's what I'm going to do now. So I'm grabbing my filbert again, and I'm taking the white and the yellow. I'm just doing another layer on the lemon, but mostly more on this right side because the darker area would be in shadow. That's okay if it stayed darker. And lemons have like a little bit of the white in between the rind, right? So we have that, maybe a little bit of the orange. I'm going to grab a smaller brush. Let me grab my liner. I'm going to put in some of the orange in here. And no, lemons don't have orange on them, but again, it's art, and we want to add some interest to this. Okay. And then let's see, to define, and I'm leaving a little bit of that lavender in there. I kind of like that. So now I want a little bit of a dirty yellow. So I'm adding purple, because purple is pretty much on the opposite side of yellow. Blues and purples, this is the cooler. So what this did was this, I took the yellow and I added a little bit of the purple, and it will give me a nice color to add the shading here. And again, because it's colors, they are colors in the palette, it works. Instead of just grabbing a brown, it's made up of the purple and the yellows that are in our palette. So it makes sense to our eye, and it just kind of flows. And then I'm doing these little segments here, just kind of pulling this down. And they would have maybe a little bit of texture in there. The very last thing would be the lightest lights and the highlights. Sometimes I use my finger to kind of blend. Okay. Stage Boy just told us we're into 40 minutes already. Do you believe
No
it?
way.
How did that happen? So fast. Okay.
That couldn't have happened.
All right. So now I'm just kind of coming
Thanks,
around.
Stage Boy.
Yeah. So let's see. Now I need to see where I need more of the darker of whichever color I'm using. So I am going to take some black. But I want a softer black. I don't want true black. And I'm going to add some of this red. So it's like a very deep, deep, kind of a red brown. And now I will go in and I'm just kind of picking out some of these areas. Now this is where when you add these contrasts, it will start to pop. And my brush has a little thing hanging off of it, so I'm going to switch. If I had scissors, I could just cut it off at one of the little hairs. So this is where you pay attention to maybe some little details, maybe the little hint of little section on the shrimp. I think as I get older, I don't really like shrimp anymore because they have faces. Like some things with faces I can't really eat anymore. That's why I said I don't want to know where things come from. And I know a lot of people are vegetarian now, vegan. I'm whatever works for you. You know, I don't judge. But certain things now I'm like, oh, I don't know.
Maybe not.
I don't know. They're so cute, their little faces. We went to a buffet not that long ago, and they had the whole shrimp with the face and everything. I'm like, nope, can't do it. Those little eyeballs looking at me.
It was looking at you.
Yeah, can't do
That's
it.
funny.
Hey, we're all different.
Well, and then I think of, like, to me, I see it as animated, like little cartoony or some little cartoon face or little shrimp
Yeah.
face. And I'm like, I can't do it. All right, so now you can see. So this is a warm, I warmed up that black with the red. So it's not as harsh, but by picking out, and this is where the heavier and bolder your lines are, the more kind of stylized or posterized look it will be, and there's no right or wrong. You do whatever you want. I'm actually doing a little bit more than I thought I would do because, I don't know, that's the mood I'm in right now. So if I painted this tomorrow, it might look a little bit different.
Thanks for telling people
Yeah,
that.
no, I mean, it's,
No,
It's
we
all
all
subjective,
Yeah,
yeah.
we all
Exactly.
are different there.
and
yeah.
I will say, I mean, you know, we all go through stuff, but I can tell you, just creating and doing art and something that just kind of puts you in your little zone, it's helped me get through some stuff. Maybe I feel like
It can help
it's
you.
just good. It's just good for you to do.
Absolutely.
Hey, this has been therapeutic for
It
me.
is, very.
And I'm hungry though.
I mean, any type of creative process. That's why I said cooking, gardening, whatever. Editing, filming things like our pro Al behind the camera.
Oh, that was the best.
She's awesome. We got to get her on the show. She can talk
Yeah,
about all
let's
the
see if
stuff
she
she
can
does.
paint.
I'm sure she can. Okay, so you could see the thicker that I make these lines, it does look a little more, I don't know, not so realistic, but it's more artistic and it's fun, and that's the main thing, is you have fun with it.
That I am. This
Yeah.
is fun. Number
Very.
44. Yeah.
So, and once I finish this, I mean, I do paint, I'm used to painting faster, so I'm kind of holding back and painting slower for you guys. But, you know, I will.
We appreciate you.
I'll help you out.
You
when
don't
I'm
know
done
how
with
much
this.
I appreciate you. I'm about a half behind you.
No, you're good.
I'm so far behind.
And this has a lot of little parts to it, so I tend to just keep, you know, going. But you can see I'm just picking it out. So
You're very methodical, so I
Yeah.
appreciate that.
yeah, and then what happens is then you look at it again and you just kind of go back and forth, dark to light, light to dark. At this point, I'm picking out any areas that need this color, maybe some little, could these be like little sesames or something, or I don't know, or some kind of, what would be maybe a little, I don't know what would go with this,
I'm kind of
like little
The chef will come up with
Yeah.
something.
Absolutely.
something. I'll
He'll
do some
cook
little-
something up,
Do some little white
pun
ones in there
intended.
too.
I might have something in my bag.
You might have something in my bag.
Bring it out, bro.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And then I'm just looking now. Now you can see where some of these lines I feel like they're a little too wide. So then I go back in, whatever color is next to it. If I take the yellow, and then that kind of cleans that up again, and it minimizes those. I feel like I need some little highlights in here, maybe.
Excuse me.
Or excused.
So I'm just going to tweak with the highlights and shadows. The centers, are these like maybe little violets or something? There's some kind of little flower,
Excuse me.
maybe.
Allergy season's here.
Yes.
I have allergies, so
All right, I'm going to, let's see, put some of this here. All right, so I'm going to tweak my little details here. We're going to finish up, and then we'll be back to reveal our paintings. Okay, we are back to reveal our chef's first course.
All right, Chef Lou,
Lou.
yours is amazing.
It really is. You haven't painted like ever, probably?
I've never painted.
First
like
time
maybe when you were a
artist
kid or
on
something?
No,
the
never.
44th
I
on
think-
Maria's
I think-
Ideas.
I think we just found out. He has another talent.
Oh,
All right.
man.
He's really good.
Oh.
Really
We
good.
salute you,
And
Chef
Alan,
Lou.
I love yours as
Aw, thank you.
always.
Thank you.
So make sure you check out Lou's information in the credits and
Yes.
find out where he's cooking and
Absolutely.
And
classes
he'll even
too. You do
consult
classes?
you.
I
Yeah.
do.
He
Yep.
can consult
Yes.
in the kitchen.
Amazing. He's
Yes,
the
indeed.
artist with the food.
Yes, indeed.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you
I know
so
you're
much. I
busy. We
appreciate
appreciate you taking time
Oh,
to be with
anytime.
us.
Yeah,
So.
thank you so much.
All right.